Alright, this is Sprint 7, Sprint 8, I believe. Anyways, to quickly address the comment from last time, time left is now private, and we have an accessor for the emitter to use. So there's no more possibility of the user somehow getting their hands on it and editing it. Particle effect is still all public, though, because, I mean, if we make getters and setters for all of this, not only would it be really time-consuming, but then it's basically public. Speaking of particles, the particle system is now done. So we have our complete particle system complete. This is just a list of all effects, which is a particle effect and start delay, a list of all active emitters, and a timer. And then we have tons of micromanagement for different particles effects and all of the emitters. So basically the timer is an updatable. The system is not updatable. This is what it uses. Registers itself, deregisters itself, and then pings the particle system after a set amount of time by talking with the time manager. So basically that's how it works. We have a particle effect manager as well. Works like all the other managers, except it saves particle effects, not systems. That's because I'm afraid that if we have multiple particle systems, then their timers might get confused because of how the managers work. The managers only return a pointer to the type of object you're trying to get. So if we have two systems and they activate at slightly different times, the timers might be confused. So right now, if you want to use the system, you have to make a new one every time that you call it, basically. Which is slightly annoying, but you don't have to do all of the setup of a particle effect. Compared to the effect, a system is very easy to set up. You just get the effects, plug in their delays with adds, and then congrats, you're done. Speaking of setting up a particle effect, if we go into load all resources very quickly, we can see that we have a lot of setup here for one of our particle systems. We're making sparks, which we give it the graphics object to use. We set up all of the data, and then from then on we never have to set it up again because it's stored within the manager. So if we go to our AI, we can see, for example, that we just get the particle effect, and then we tell it to spawn an emitter at this position. And that's it. It's done. And we'll see that in action later on. Speaking of the game, level 2 is basically done. I have a few quality of life things I want to touch up on, and then level 3 is underway. It's not currently finished. I can't showcase it because we don't go there. Level 1's also received a small touch-up. The terrain is much larger, so now the player can't accidentally go off the edge or something. It has to be much more deliberate, and other than that, not much else has changed about the terrain. The player is also much faster. That will change. They will be slower in the final release, but they'll be faster than before, just because it was really slow. So complete the first level, level complete. This is what level 2 currently looks like. Mostly flat plain with a slight hilly around, and then I have tons and tons of buildings, which are all destroyable by bullets. And these AI, I currently only have 3. They're all firing at me, and if I were to kill one, we can see the particle effect in action. Unfortunately, the sprite seems to be slightly corrupted, which is also something I'm going to have to look into to try and fix. But you see, every time I kill them, it spawns a small shower of particles, all according to how I set it up. It goes up slightly, but then gravity takes hold and it pulls it back down. And then level complete. So that's what I have so far. The particle system, as I said, is completely done, so all I have to focus on now is the game itself.